InstaSnap, good morning, what's going on? Very beautiful morning this morning, golly gosh, look at this. Couple of words. Now, my mentor, Demartini, has a really interesting mental scenario that you might want to play with yourself. He says, imagine if you're at home and the film crew come in to your house and they filmed you. An entire film crew came in and filmed you 24 hours a day, 365 days a year. They filmed your life. They also had the devices that they hooked up to the brain, and they had the technology that allowed them to see what you were thinking about 24 hours a day. All day, every day. They knew what you were thinking, what you were feeling, what you were saying, what you were doing. They followed you around. They followed every part of your life. They filmed it, and they broadcast it live to the entire world. Everyone on the planet watched you, and you knew that they were watching you. The question is, could you stomach it? Could you handle it? Could you handle having the real you, the true you, which is real, broadcast to the entire planet, to the entire world, having everyone know everything about you? And they saw you go to bed, they saw you what you were thinking about as you went to bed, they saw what you were thinking about as you woke up in the morning, they saw you without the makeup on, naked in the shower, they saw you having a hand shandy, they saw those filthy categories that you were looking at on the Pornhub. They knew everything. Could you deal with it? Because if you could deal with it, Demartini says, you've mastered your life. If you have no guilt and shame, and you love the true you, and you're not comparing yourself to anyone else and thinking that they've got something that you don't, and you can express that, you're a masterful cat. If you can express yourself, the true self, and own all the parts of yourself, and love yourself enough not to compare yourself to others, and express it and show the world, and have a good time doing it, you've got life mastery. And with that degree of self-awareness and that level of self-love, you have a lot of freedom and flexibility to go and make shit happen, to go and do things, to go and take risks, to go and back yourself, to give yourself permission to do what you'd really like and tell everyone else, beat it. But where are most people on the scale? The majority of people, the mass population, have a lot of guilt and shame that they carry around. They have shame for themselves, they have guilt from the past, the things that they think that they did that were wrong. They're living in the world of morality, good and bad. And they have fantasies about how they should be behind closed doors, but their real life never matches up to it. So then they run fears and fantasies are conserved. They got the fantasies about how they should be, so they run fears about if they ever get found out. So the thing with the film crew brings it to the surface. By pretending that that was a thing and visualizing that mentally, it may help you bring to the surface any fears that you have, any shames that you have, any guilts that you have. Because if you have shame in life, they will compound on each other and you'll dim your own lights. And if you take a look around on your social media, you'll see it. You'll see the different scales and where people are playing at. Some people let you into their whole entire life and they don't give a fuck. Go and study what kind of life they have, what kind of freedoms that allows them to have. And lower down on the scale, where there are more shames and guilts, you have the people who use aliases everywhere. You know, those fucking people. And go and look at the kind of comments that they leave. The people who, they have a display picture, it's not even fucking them. It's a different person or some shit. And I'm not saying that if you go and do that, that you're not as good as the person who does that. I'm just saying that if a shame has caused you to shut down your own lights, dim your lights, and use aliases and use filters every time, then there is a very high probability that the shame, guilt, low self-worth that caused you to do that and dim your lights here will probably strike again in other areas of your life. It will keep you playing a small game. And I speak on this particular topic from experience. When I was young growing up, I didn't have a lot of personal confidence. I wasn't the most popular kid in school. I used to Photoshop all of my photos before I fucking uploaded them because I thought that I would look better like that, right? And all that was shame, low self-worth, and comparison to other people. Comparison to other people who I thought looked better than me, who were bigger, smarter, faster, stronger than me. Comparison to them, which makes me want to shut my lights down and not show my true self, Photoshop myself. When you're in that kind of comparative mentality, how are you ever going to back yourself? How are you going to go and chase after your goals? How are you going to prioritize your life and love your life so much that you want to master it? I don't see it happen too much. The people with the shame and the low self-worth, I don't see a whole lot of them make it. They just try to fit into society. They just try to make sure that other people praise them. And it's only through observing other people, really closely observing other people's lives that you begin to realize that they do what you do, they think what you think. Everyone's got the fears, concerns, anxieties about something. Everyone's got challenges, and everyone's a filthy pervert. And then when you see that they've got it and you see that you've got it, you love that part of yourself and you don't have any shame then attached to that area, and you won't mind expressing it. So today I feel very, very free and flexible to express all the parts of myself. And having made that transition over the last 10 years or so, I can tell you that it's very, very liberating. It's one of the things that it's hard to show. It's hard to show how free you feel. You can show toys and houses and money and stuff, but true freedom is the freedom and flexibility to show other people the true you, the real you, the full you, and not be shamed or guilted out or concerned about what they might think. That's true freedom. I hope you enjoyed today's couple of words. Huh? What's he doing down there? Oh!
0.32 region. So the deceleration is good, and the phase line break here is good. The candlestick formation is good too. We have this bearish inside bar followed by this kind of high test candlestick, rejecting that general 130